firstly do apologize for our late broadcast of today's press review due to some technical difficulties that we have been facing. However, we do appreciate you being there today, being Wednesday, the 14th of December, the year 2022. It is yet another edition where we get to take you through some of the stories that are appearing in our newspapers. And today, you will be with me, Tandy Wemzumara, and I'll be taking you through the Daily Times, and my colleague
Brilliant Mansa, and I'll be taking you through what is appearing in the Nation newspaper.
All right, good morning, and how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Great.
Sure, should I start?
Yes, possibly you can.
All right, I will start on the second page of the Daily Times. A headline here reads that HIV hits more young people, and part of the story reads that the 2020-2021 Malawi population-based HIV impact assessment report has revealed high rates of HIV infection among young people in Malawi. The household-based national survey was conducted among adults aged between 15 and above. The report indicates that 76.2% of young people living with HIV are aware of their status. Among all the young people living with HIV who were aware of their status, 95.9% were on antiretroviral therapy. It is rather sad kumva kunena kuti zikone kuti chiwerengero cha chinyamata ndi chimene chili chochuluka makaunkhani achamarabinda mnali ndi matenda amene wa AIDS.
Nzofuneka kuti mwina ngalanyamata mwana tidziunguze tingatero kuti mwina tisamalitse kwambiri tikulephera pati kuti tingapewe zinthu ngati zimenezi. I think awa akamba matenda kuti munthu wachita so I think in kind of kusamalitsa ndithu kuti machiblatwa zinthu unyamata oli apo koma kuti tingachite motani kuti
ngalira so ndifatsokolera mawa. We do want to actually be there for the future.
All right, on the front page of the Nation newspaper, motorists panic, queue for fuel as Mera admits internal distribution is not disrupting supply. Partly the story reads, panic has gripped motorists in some parts of the country as fuel queues resurfaced after about a month of stability, and authorities have attributed the situation to local distribution glitches. Faced with shortage of fuel, especially petrol in Luntha, Zomba, Mzuzu and Longwe since Sunday, motorists have been seen queuing for their commodity. In Longwe, motorists were seen queuing at one station, but within a stone's throw, the commodity would be available with no queue. But Malawi Energy Regulatory Authority Mera spokesperson Fitina Konje urged consumers to stop buying fuel in excess.
I've actually noticed that there has been some queues actually in some filling stations, and I think it's zimabangisa na anthu mpani pano kuti mwina aso kapena akusowa kumene, so anthu afuna kuliretu. And looking at kuti panopa we're heading towards the festive season and they have trips, lake trips, mwina ina afuna kupita kuti ndi kuti, so it's the panic-zik is really happening. Yes, it's panic-zik for you.
Yeah, sure. I think pali nditu mwina nyengo imene tingadutsemo kuti mwina situation iyi kazikike na tukamba zamafuta kakusowabe ndi zinthu zoti ndizovuta nawonso magetsi nde so I think mwina kongovomereza nangati panga bwanji zavuta basi.
That's true. Still on local business, a headline here reads suicide cases worry government, and part of the story reads that National Unity Minister Timothy Mtambo has bemoaned rising cases of suicide in the country. Speaking in Lilongwe yesterday when his ministry engaged stakeholders on issues affecting Malawi, the minister said Malawi has been losing productive citizens to suicide. He said this through the Ministry of National Unity's Malawi Wanga program, under which citizens are accorded a chance to weigh in on national issues. I think suicide has been, I don't know how to put it, it's like recently I've seen so many cases of such.
Because like the figures that Peter Kaya from the Malawi Police Service shared shows that there's been that much increase compared to the same period last year. Because we're talking about 347 cases against 200 something of last year. So if you want to be one out Indiana, also kuti yaya azikweza.
And it's just for months from January to June or something like that.
Yes, so ndizino zoti ndizodabwitsa kuti kweni mwinazifuta bati komano. I was part of the event yesterday, where one of the mental health officers from St. John of God Hospital Services said, basically these issues, rather the cases are increasing. Mafactors ambiri nekano kuzokhudza chuma imene ingati patsogolo kwambiri kuti mavuto aza chuma ndamene akupangitsa anthu kuti achotse moyo wawo.
They believe kunena kuti for them to have peace they just have to end it.
And kuti uonenso ambiri ndazibambo. Nde anafotokoza kuti naye kwambiri azibambo chifukwa cha udindo umene ali nawo akumaonabe kuti mwina nzovuta kuti alibe ndalama kuti apitirizenso kusamalira manja awo mwina koposa angochotsa moyo komanso nkhani yokhudza kuza ntchito mankhwala ozunguza bongo ambiri ikakhala munkhawa timati ayi bwanja awo afinge ndimwemowa kapena ndisute zinthu zomwenso zimangokolezera kuti ukhale ndi maganizo kuti you can commit suicide. So amakwerabe ndomona ngati kuti ulibe sokothawira. So I think basi nkhani yongoti ife ngati anthu takumana mavuto kuna kungopanga share ndazi nzathu kuti yayi ndikumana ndizi akhonzopezeka binthu awiri atatu akhonza kutithandiza. On the 4th page of the Nation newspaper, Malawians to face extended blackout. But the story reads, Malawians should brace for long hours of load shedding as a registered international company, Ejenco, undertakes maintenance works at Nkulabi hydropower station in Blantyre from tomorrow to December 18th, 2022. The development has compelled the Electricity Supply Corporation of Malawi, ESCOM, to revise its load shedding schedule from tomorrow to Monday, December 19th, 2022, due to reduction in available power supply. Kani ndimene kuti ayi kuzima kuja akuonjezera.
As if it's not worse already.
Akuonjezera nditu.
As if it's not worse already.
You see, it's already worse.
At this point, I don't think you can actually say it. And when it comes to my gates, so literally, I won't go either.
It will become worse.
Oh yeah. Right. Moving on. Should we move on to business?
Business, yes.
All right. Moving on to business news. I'll take one. A headline here reads: maize prices still elevated, and part of the story reads that a snap survey by the Business Times has revealed that maize prices remain elevated at an average 23,541 kwacha per 50 kilogram bag in the country's major cities and some districts. Maize prices are seen to be higher in Blantyre at 26,000 kwacha per 50 kg bag and slightly lower at 25,000 kwacha for the same quantity in Nsanje, Zomba and Ilongwe. In Uchenza, a bag of maize is selling at 24,000 kwacha, and in Mzuzu, a 50 kg bag of maize is being sold at 22,250 kwacha. And anyways, I think that's just a whole story about I don't know. People already don't have money, and obviously people need money. Where are people going to get that money?
I was once surprised to say today at 22,000. Tomorrow, so the same price, the same bag. I think about 24,000 just within hours.
And I saw if there's one thing that we've learned in the year 2022, one thing we've learned is if you found something, because this year window shopping is not working for anyone. Exactly. There's no such thing as window shopping for this year because you are not going to do it by your budget. Yes, because at the end of the day, oh, okay, thank you. Thank God, I think I made the right choice.
All right. Moving on to the business in the Nation newspaper, mega farms key to boosting tobacco output. Official says, issue yama mega farms. I think we are. Don't know if I can use that right word to say we are really joking as a country, because it's like we are playing with opportunities. We have too much opportunities as a country that we can implement this. Minister of Agriculture has urged tobacco industry players to adopt government's initiative of mega farms to improve the volumes of the crop on the competitive global market. Speaking on Monday during this year's tobacco industry conference, the Minister's Controller of Agriculture Extension and Technical Services, Alfred Manefumbo, said currently Malawi barely has any mega farms in the tobacco industry. He said currently government is looking at mega farms to expand the production of tobacco, which is touted as the country's main foreign exchange earner, bringing in about 60% of forex earnings.
I think one thing about mega farms, we raise all the time. Commando, it's like we keep on saying, we keep on talking. That's the problem also in as a country, as Malawi. We believe in when it comes to actually implementing whatever it is that we want to do, debt is 0%.
Well, maybe before we move on, there is another interesting cartoon. The point of order. Well, these are the things it's good also to share. I don't know if I can show them, but they are depicting what the president has been saying as a promise, rather as promises during the campaign period, reducing presidential powers, ending unnecessary police presence when traveling, that he will stop being the chancellor of public universities. So these are some of the promises that are said to have been made during campaigns, but today when he's being reminded, he's like, oh.
Yeah, he's very surprised.
Quite interesting.
Yeah. All right, we move on to international news, and on here, I'll take one headline here reads Ramaphosa faces parliament vote on corruption report, and part of the story reads South Africa's parliament is expected to hold a special sitting to debate a report by a panel of legal experts which found that President Cyril Ramaphosa may have broken his oath of office. This is in connection with the Pala farm scandal hanging over the president, in which Ramaphosa has been accused of a cover-up following the theft of foreign currency at his private game farm back in 2020. Ramaphosa's fate will be in the hands of MPs as they vote on whether he should be impeached.
And on the international scene, some of the stories that appear in the nation newspaper: Ethiopia probes deaths of 27 migrants in Zambia. Ethiopia's government says it will launch an investigation on deaths of 27 Ethiopian migrants whose bodies were discovered at the weekend on the outskirts of Zambia's capital, Lusaka. Ethiopia's foreign ministry said in a statement on Monday that Addis Ababa is collaborating with Zambia's government and will send experts to Lusaka to confirm the identities of the victims who died while attempting to cross into South Africa illegally.
What's with these migrants being found dead in our country's forests, really? First it was Malawi and now it's Zambia.
I think it really calls for worry.
Yeah, it really does.
I think Dani Egulu kwa borders atu we really safe for, because if you can see the materialist they can do what they wanted.
Oh yeah.
So that means too late. So I think my borders atu, I think when I do strengthening to ensure that it's equal.
It should be safe, yes. Now moving on to arts and culture. A headline here is a move to increase artists' visibility, and part of the story reads that government, through the Department of Arts in the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Wildlife, is developing an information system that will help in marketing arts to the world. Director of Arts Humphrey Bondaminga said they have been coordinating the efforts. He then appealed to creators in the country to make use of the system once it goes online, adding that creators need to upload profiles of their creative works.
Refugees embrace acting lessons. That's another story appearing in the arts and culture segment in the national newspaper. Actor Kelvin Ngoma, 25, is conducting acting lessons for youth at Zadega refugee camp indoor to help them build skills in acting and film production. In an interview, he said the project, which is running from December 2 to 1st January, is targeting refugees because most of them lack resources to support their tertiary education.
Now, moving on to the back page. A headline here reads, FAM rolls out Airtel Family advanced ticket sales. And part of the story reads that Football Association of Malawi, FAM, yesterday started selling advanced tickets for Saturday's Airtel Top 8 Cup final between rivals Nyasa Big Bullets and Mighty Mukulu Wanderers, slated for Bingo National Stadium. An advanced standard ticket costs 2,000 kwacha, whereas on match day it will cost 3,000 kwacha. VIP ticket is an 8,000 kwacha advance and 10,000 kwacha on the match day.
Alright, and on the back page of the Nation, government wary of facility care, plans to create a special body. Minister of Youth and Sports Richard Banda says government is planning to introduce a special directorate to take care of sports facilities. The minister was responding to a question on how government will maintain newly constructed facilities such as the state-of-the-art Griffin Saenda Indoor Sports Complex and the Aquatic Center at Kamzo Institute for Sports when it is struggling to look after the Bingo National Stadium. He said it is a matter of urgency to them, and it is being looked into.
I think it is really, it should be a matter of urgency. I'll give an example, like on closing day, Region 5 games of Sunday. Kuna Zaza.
Yes. And very interested indeed to the...
And apart from the interest, you know, the people wanted to watch. But you know, not everyone goes there for its actual purpose.
Exactly.
So I'm sure kunena utata bange research ya katobuda no shukubuda na mana unongeka kazi tseko kachani ku Bingo National Stadium. There's a lot, so there's really need to put as a maintain. Before at the end of the day, we're still going to need ma stadium mweho kabena even ma aquatic centers ngatomweho to host even other countries.
Yes.
At the end of the day, we don't want to look to be embarrassed about how our stadiums when they're not being maintained. It is better to lose some opportunities. We could have had a better chance of for ground. It's not even suitable to host and win. All right.
Well, maybe before we leave Southgate considering England exit, Gareth Southgate is considering leaving his job as England manager. England were knocked out of the World Cup by France on Saturday, and Southgate wants time and space to make sure he makes the right decision. Speaking after England's quarterfinal exit, Southgate said these tournaments take a lot out of people, and he need time to reflect. That's what he said.
Right, still speaking of international sports, a headline here reads Argentina in World Cup final, Argentina 3, Croatia 0. Now, part of the story reads Argentina's master and pupil, Lionel Messi and Julian Alvarez, combined to deadly effect as they reached their 60th World Cup final with victory over Croatia at Lusail Stadium. Messi now gets one last chance to win the piece of silverware that has eluded him in his trophy-laden career, but Manchester City's 22-year-old striker Alvarez claimed at least an equal share of top billing as Argentina assured they will return here on Sunday to face either France or Morocco.
The Mazwan, we don't have many with France, Romance, Morocco. Tunoda jina Mbappe ajite more than Mazwan. Then I'm a funsa would be France, the Morocco, ya Africa indeed.
So of course I'm happy with some question because I've always known France as an African country, but I don't know, man. It's
all right. Unless if there's anything, but I think we may wrap up.
No, I think that's pretty much it. That also brings us to the end of what we had for you in this edition of Press Review for today, Wednesday, the 14th of December. We only managed to take you through some of the stories that are appearing in our newspapers. So if you do want to know more details to the stories we read, and some of which we could not, do make sure to get yourself the papers, with each going at the price of 1,000 kwacha. And you've been with me, Tandy Wimzumara, and my colleague,
Brennan Manza.
Have a lovely Wednesday.